What's going on, guys? Welcome back to BlackTideTV, bringing you the best of all things gaming Monday to Friday. Today we've got more Black Ops 3 content for you. A little bit of a mishmash of topics today. This is my very first HG40 gameplay, the first one that I got on. I did just get the HG40, well, probably about a week ago now. I got it in a very small supply drop opening, which I will link in the card in the top right corner and in the description below. And at the end of that supply drop opening, I said I'm gonna go get this gameplay right now, and this is the gameplay that I got. It is pretty amazing for a very first gameplay. I went like 40 and 10. I got wraps and I doubled my Wraith in the same life. It was a pretty intense gameplay, although I found some better ways to use this weapon. So I'm gonna tell you guys my class build, and then we're gonna talk a little tiny, like a miniature, like sneak peek review of the HG40, because I am gonna do a golden weapon review on this in a little bit, and then we're just gonna start talking about some other things that aren't big enough for their own video, but things that I wanted to talk about that are happening kind of in the community and stuff anyways. So the class build that I'm using today is basically, it's like my base class build that I kind of use all the time, apart from the tactical and lethal equipment, which I was only using because I needed to get the challenges done. I am at 100% completion now, but I use the HG40 without any attachments because it's the first time I'm ever using it. It's got the Nuketown camo on there. I'm using the butterfly knife as a secondary weapon just because I needed an extra slot to be filled, and I didn't have any attachments for my HG40. I used the combat axe and the flash, or two flashbangs, just because, like I said, I needed to get my challenges down for those. Although I would recommend that you use the combat axe a lot. I started using the combat axe when I was trying to get my challenges done, and I was hitting some pretty amazing cross maps. I do still have that great big long gameplay that I captured of just a bunch of games back and forth on Nuketown, which I will be using for more commentaries in the future, just general kind of standard commentaries. And I hit a lot of really awesome just like cross maps and stuff like that. Not even just random cross maps, but things that I'm actually aiming for. And there's no better feeling in the world than when you aim at a guy across the map and throw your tomahawk and get him. It's just absolutely amazing. So I would recommend that you use the combat axe or the tomahawk every now and again on your classes, and just keep trying with it, and you're going to get really good. It's the same thing that I said in the SVG Golden Weapon review, where I talked about sniping, and that you got to keep trying at sniping, and you got to try for those really weird shots you don't think you're going to get. If you don't try for them, then you're never going to get them. And I found that I was actually getting some cross maps with the combat axe, and I would highly recommend that you use the combat axe yourselves. And then I'm using my basic perk set. This is the perks that I use on everything now: Afterburner, Fast Hands, and Blast Suppressor, with perk 3 Greed and Dead Silence. So that's my full class. I use those 4 perks on absolutely everything that I use now. I might also put on perk 1 Greed and use Ghost if I'm feeling like I need to get some really high score streaks or something, but that is basically the class setup that I go to, apart from the lethals and the tacticals. This HG40 though is really crazy. It was really good. It's got very, very high damage. This is like the little mini review of the HG40 that I'm going to give you right now. It's got very high damage up close, and then it kind of drops off and it becomes more of a realistic SMG, more of a comparable SMG to the other SMGs in this game. So basically, right up close, you're going to get a 3-shot kill with this HG40. The only other SMG that can get a 3-shot kill is the CoD. So basically what that means for you is that this HG40 is probably your best bet in all of the SMGs for a hardcore weapon. I'm not playing hardcore in this gameplay, but I found this out after this gameplay, and I basically stuck with hardcore for the entirety of using this weapon, because this gun is absolutely insane in hardcore mode. Like, this is probably in like the top 3 guns in the entire game to use in hardcore. It's absolutely crazy. It's an SMG, so you still have that higher fire rate, you've got that higher mobility, and it's a 1-shot kill at a lot of ranges, and it's only going to drop down to a 2-shot kill. And because it's an SMG and it's actually firing so fast, you're not going to have to worry about of trying to get an extra shot on your people. Like, it's going to be a 1 or 2-shot kill. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. Let's just move on from that. So it is a very high damage SMG. It's got a bit of a slower fire rate than any other SMG, and it has a little bit of wonky accuracy. But if you want to learn a little bit more about the HG40, you're going to have to stick it out. Wait for the Golden Weapon review to come out, when I'm going to do the full in-depth kind of look at the thing and tell you guys how I use it with all my attachments and all that stuff. For now, let's just move on to the next topic of the day, because I don't want to give away too much, or else you guys might not even want to come back from my HG40 Golden Weapon review. So that's going to happen sometime in the future. We're probably going to do the 48 Dredge Golden Weapon review tomorrow, and we're really cleaning up the 4th tier of Golden Weapon reviews. So we are going to be really going through these Golden Weapon reviews very fast now. I think we're going to be done the main in-game Golden Weapon reviews by, like, if not next week, the week after. So I am going to be trying to pump those things out. I'm going to try and maybe do 1 or 2 a day. I'm definitely looking at doing the 48 Dredge tomorrow to get started. So yeah. Now, moving on to the next topic of the day, I just want to talk about DLC weapons and DLC guns in this game as a whole, and how they should actually be working instead of how they've been using them so far. Basically, what we've been getting for DLC weapons is weapons that we really don't need. We've been getting stuff like more assault rifles, another SMG. Like, these are classes that already have so many guns in them, and I think that it's not really fair to the rest of the weapon classes and the weird and kind of special weapon classes that are in the game. So I did predict that the shotgun DLC was going to be coming, a shotgun DLC weapon. I will put that video also in the card in the top right corner if you're interested, but that has not happened yet. But me and my good friend Redman were talking about this the other day, and that there's still 2 more DLCs to come out. DLC 3 and 4 still have to come out, so there's still going to be lots of weapon DLC probably coming out over the next couple months as well. So we're not too far off. They might still put in these kind of weapons and stuff that I would call more useful to the game, like weapons that aren't assault rifles or SMGs, which is what they've been adding so far. Like, they've added 2 assault rifles and an SMG so far. All 3 of these weapons were completely not needed. I mean, yes, they do kind of fill a niche. They do have a little bit of a different kind of statistics than the weapons that are already there. But as far as assault rifles go, we don't need any more assault rifles. There was like 10 assault rifles at launch, and now there's like 12 or something like that, or I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but there's a lot more assault rifles than anything else in this game, whereas like LMGs, sniper rifles, shotguns, there's only 4 of each. Like, not including like the RSA interdiction for the sniper rifles, of course. But we need to see more weird and wacky weapons coming to the game. I want to see more crazy DLC weapons, like a DLC LMG. Like, we haven't seen that yet. Like, the weapon classes are so lopsided when the game launched. Like, there was more assault rifles and more SMGs than there was anything. Then there was only 4 LMGs, shotguns, sniper rifles. Well, you should be adding more DLC weapons to make the classes a little bit more balanced, so that people are going to start using the weird weapons a little bit more. People start using the LMGs, and people start using the shotguns and the sniper rifles. Yes, they did add a sniper rifle, but they added like the worst sniper rifle ever made, so that really didn't help the sniper rifle class at all. Whereas they could have added something really cool, like a Barrett 50 cal kind of variant or something like that. Would have been really awesome. Or bring back like the L96A1 from Black Ops 1. That would have been incredible. But they added like this weird sniper rifle. It didn't really do much for the game. What I'm saying is they should add really cool weapons to these kind of lacking kind of weapon classes, like the LMGs. Like, the last DLC LMG we got was the Ohm in Advanced Warfare, and it was actually pretty badass. I really liked the Ohm. It was very, very powerful, and I think it really filled the void of LMGs in that game. The LMGs were nothing too special in that game, and we got that Ohm, and it kind of rounded out that weapon class, and it made it really cool to use. And you really wanted to, once you got these cool weapons that you get in the DLC, and you're like, oh man, I really want to get this gun to have like diamond or whatever, or dark matter on it. Well, now you have to use the weapon class to get that diamond or dark matter camo. So a lot of people will avoid the LMG class or the shotgun class, and people will just stick to assault rifles and SMGs for the entirety of this game's lifespan. And that's kind of crappy, because we want to see more people using more diverse weapons and making it more of a rounded out game, kind of more like Battlefield. There's a way more rounded out feel to Battlefield because there's so many guns in every single weapon class. Like, every weapon class has a ton of weapons that you can choose from, and it makes it feel way more rounded out. Like, you could pick any kind of weapon and have a really fun time with it, and it made the game feel more realistic in that not everybody's using the same gun, and it was just really cool how Battlefield 4 did it. So I'm hoping Battlefield 1 brings that back. We are actually going to be doing a video in the future where I'm going to do a Battlefield 1 wish list, and I'm going to talk about some of the features in Battlefield 4 that I want to see come back in Battlefield 1. But as far as I have for today, it looks like the gameplay is coming to an end. That is all we're going to talk about. I did want to talk about one other thing, but that wasn't that important anyways. So we are going to be doing another Golden Weapon review. Hopefully tomorrow the 48 Dredge is going to be coming out. Make sure you subscribe for that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And make sure you're using your HG40 if you have it in hardcore mode, because it's just absolutely insane in hardcore. And that's about it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.